Guys, welcome back to the channel. Honestly, I feel like this is a much awaited video, and that is actually breaking down what actually Upwork genuinely is, how to use it, that sort of stuff, what the benefits are, what the pros are, what the cons are, all of that sort of stuff. Because I know that you guys have probably heard me mention Upwork so many friggin' times on this channel. Now, before I get into this, guys, I'm actually doing this video because I actually got asked just the other day on my on one of my actual YouTube shorts. Like, it was actually a comment saying, what is, Upwork? What genuinely is Upwork? What's it for? What do you use it for? That sort of stuff. So I'm gonna break all of that down in today's video. Now, before I get into this, just first and foremost, I have to put a disclaimer in there. I am not affiliated with Upwork in any way, shape, or form. I don't represent them or anything like that. I believe they watch my videos and they actually told me to take one video down, so I have to say that in my videos. But long story short, let's jump straight into my actual computer. Before I do that though, just real quick, drop a like, comment, subscribe. It's free. Turn on the notification bell as well. It helps me out tremendously on this channel. Honestly, guys, the growth has been ridiculous. Let's continue and push me to that 15k subscribers, 20k, hopefully get to 100k very soon. Long way away, but let's do this, guys. Anyway, so what is actually, what is Upwork? What genuinely is Upwork? So I get asked this question way too many times. It's so friggin' simple, guys. I don't know why you guys ask me when you can literally, by the time you've typed out what is Upwork, Montel, to me and asked that as a question, you could have literally opened up another tab and literally just typed in what is Upwork in Google, and you would have found it out. But long story short, I'm here to save the day for you guys. Again, I'm not affiliated with Upwork, so let me give you a quick breakdown, guys. So in simple terms, right, Upwork.com is a platform that's completely changed my entire life. It's the thing that literally enabled me to afford this camera, this microphone, this literally giant friggin' 49-inch monitor that I'm actually recording on right now, although you're only seeing half the screen. As you can see, my actual cursor disappears when I go like this. There's literally another half over there. It's almost like having two 27-inch friggin' screens side by side. It's what got me this chair, that friggin' light in the background. It's literally everything, guys. If without Upwork, I would not be here. I can say the same for me and my students as well. I literally just had a student just the other day close a 1.2k per month client on Upwork for social media management. I'll throw that on the screen somewhere here, but I do have the screenshot. That's a one-to-one student. I do have a one-to-one program as well if you want to learn from me. It's very exclusive that I don't take many people on. The link is below, but that's very exclusive. Now, outreach, in terms of outreach, right? Upwork is my favorite bar none best outreach method. I'm not even joking. Just to give you a bit of context, right? On average, it takes me about let's say 150. Well, first of all, let's actually go back to and actually talk about real numbers. First of all, when I first started Upwork, it only took me 15 days to actually land my first ever client. And that was 10 outreach per day for 15 days straight. So that's 150 outreach I did to land my first ever client for $600. Trinidad and Tobago client, I'll never forget them. They was actually based out in Trinidad and Tobago, so a completely different country, all the way in the Caribbean, if you will. So that was a real surreal experience. It was actually Christmas Eve, December 2019. I'll never ever forget. I was actually watching The Witcher on Netflix, which is absolutely insane at the time I actually got the offer sent over to me. Now, it's my number one outreach method personally because, on the other hand, I actually started using, a couple of years down the line after I started using Upwork, I started reusing cold emails, if you will. Because I tried cold emails before, it didn't really work. Switched to Upwork, used that. That really worked for me. Then I started diversifying and saying, hey, look, I'm making quite a bit of money here. Let's jump into something else. Started using cold emails again to try reach out to e-com brands and whatnot. That's what we're doing right now, by the way. And honestly, guys, it took me about 1,600 emails to individual businesses just to land one client for literally 1,500 plus, I think it was like a 7.5 or 5. I think it was either 10%. I can never forget. I can never remember this. I'll actually have to go back. It was a 10% like robots. They were not working with them now, by the way. We didn't really do that great with our first e-com brand client. I don't really expect that, to be honest with you. But long story short, guys, as you can see, 15 days versus 8 months of work. It was literally 8 months, by the way, I did that outreach for. So yeah, Upwork is my number one go-to outreach method. Please do not ask me. Now, Upwork, if you guys aren't familiar, is a freelance website where you can basically sign up for completely free and you can apply to clients' job postings. So clients go on there and they post their job out saying, hey, I'm an e-com brand and we need help with Facebook ads. Can you help us? And then they set their budget or they pay you hourly, and then you apply to that job and then you basically close them as a client. That's basically all it is. It's basically like a job board, if you will. It's basically a job board in simple terms. Now, you create a freelancer account and then you apply to people's jobs. Apply to clients' jobs, basically. You can also create a client account. So on the other side of Upwork, this is what I love about Upwork. You can literally build a 10k per month agency all just by using Upwork. You can get clients using Upwork, right? And scale to 10k, but then you can also outsource your work via the client side of things. So you can actually create a freelancer account. Just think of it like this. If you create a freelancer account, that's where you go to make money. If you create a client account, that's where you go to spend money by hiring people to do certain jobs for you. You can hire virtual assistants on this platform. You can hire outsourcers, media buyers, social media managers, all that sort of stuff on Upwork. So you can actually just use the platform for both sides of your agency, the front end and the back end, if you will. Now, you can also create a client account and hire people to do jobs, aka hiring media buyers, like I just said. Now, how do you sign up? Now, all you have to do is you just simply go to upwork.com and sign up for free. You need to be 18 plus. That's the only downside. If you're not 18 and you're thinking about how do I actually use the hybrid system, well, what you do is you literally just go get a job or sell stuff, build up cash flow basically, and then or just go work like Uber Eats or something like that. And then what I recommend you do is invest into hiring virtual assistants. So the hybrid system works like this: use Upwork for cash flow, invest that cash flow into hiring virtual assistants to get you clients outside of Upwork. So if you can't use Upwork, you still need that cash flow. Well, Upwork's just one of many methods that you can go and get cash flow. You can easily just go and get a job, for example, like a takeaway job, and then reinvest that into this as soon as you make your money from your actual job, go and invest that into hiring virtual assistants. That's what I would do if I was below 18 and I couldn't use Upwork. And you also need government ID to sign up for Upwork as well. You're also probably going to want a bank account. So you want a bank account, right? You also then want to fill out tax form. You want to fill out a tax form, which, by the way, Upwork will actually show you what tax form you should fill out. You also want, what else do you want? I think that's pretty much it. You can also have a PayPal account. I do recommend PayPal over your bank. PayPal over bank. The reason for that is because, well, you're still going to need a bank account. But long story short, I think there's actually less fees. So if you get paid through the Upwork platform, there's less fees you pay if you transfer it from Upwork into your PayPal account, from escrow into PayPal. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, what kind of clients can you get on Upwork? You can literally get every kind of client on Upwork. I am not even joking. You can get Facebook ad clients, you can get social media management clients, you can get TikTok ad clients, TikTok UGC clients, you can get YouTube ad clients, you get Google ad clients, email marketing clients, web design clients, lead gen clients. You can literally get friggin' OnlyFans clients. I'm not even joking. I've literally seen people saying, can you market my OnlyFans? I am not even joking, guys. You can, there's all different types of niches, all different types of services. There's pretty much, if you can think of it, there's probably someone posting a job out for it. Now, why on earth do I use Upwork? What are the actual benefits? Number one is that it's the warmest leads possible. Think about it. These are people that have gone out of their own way. These are clients with real businesses that have literally gone like, oh, okay, so I need to hire somebody for marketing. Well, let's go to, let's type in, how do I hire someone for marketing? And then all these job board websites, freelance websites come up, and Upwork is ranked at the highest of those. So they've gone on there, clicked on there, created a client account, sat down out of their own day, out of their own fruition, if you will, and they've actually gone and posted out a job saying, we are looking for a social media manager to help us with our content. So these dudes are literally warm. They're warm as hell. They're the warmest leads you can possibly get. Literally, they've come to their own conclusion that they need to hire somebody, and they've gone to Upwork and posted a job. That's even warmer than running a Facebook ad and getting somebody as an inbound lead. Because Facebook ads, don't forget, is still interruptive. When you're on Facebook, for example, let's say you're running ads for your agencies to try and get clients, if you will. That's what I'm trying to say right here. So when you run a Facebook ad, you're still interrupting someone's day, because they're on Facebook ads scrolling, looking at their friends' photos or whatever Taylor Swift or cat videos they're actually watching, or whatever like TikToks they're frigging watching. And then up pops an ad, and that's you in your ad. And then if people like it, they click on it, and then they come through your funnel, if you will. Whereas with Upwork, people become aware by themselves, and they're like, oh, you know what, or however they become aware, and they actually go themselves to Upwork to actually post out a job posting to see what it's like, to see if they can hire somebody. So the warmest leads possible. Honestly, you can't get any leads warmer than this. It's almost like, I like to break it down like this. Imagine you're selling hot dogs in a hot dog stand, if you will. The best thing you can do is just literally move your hot dog stand to a crowd that's already hungry. So instead of taking your Facebook ad services and just trying to give it to like random people, if you will, just go to somewhere where they already want Facebook ads. And that would be Upwork, if you will. Now, Upwork also has a second benefit, is that it has a long half-life. And what I mean by long half-life is, you see like when you send out a cold email or a cold message or something like that, it doesn't really stay on the internet. Whereas the more you use Upwork and your Upwork profile, the better it actually becomes. Not only that, but you can actually get inbound leads. So the more you use your account, the more testimonials, the more stats you actually gain on your actual profile, the easier it is to actually land clients, guys. I'm not even joking. It actually compounds over time, if you will. It becomes easier and easier over time. It's like a snowball effect. So the more clients you close on the actual platform and get reviews, obviously if you're closing them on the platform, wink, wink. But long story short, if you're doing that, it will actually grow your account much quicker, much faster. So you can actually get clients on there. if you will, much easier. So it has a longer half-life. It actually compounds over time. Whereas something like cold emails, once you send cold emails and your follow-ups through like Lemlist or something like that, nobody's really gonna remember you. Like, it doesn't stay on the internet forever, if you will. Well, technically it stays in their inbox, but who really goes in their inbox and checks like 4 months later or whatever it was, 4 months prior. Now what you can actually do is you can get clients literally within 1 to 3 days. I'm not even joking. I've got so many freaking screenshots. Just go to my Instagram kind of like profile, go to my highlight section, and you will literally see clients, students closing clients for like $2,600 deals in like 3 days. I've had people close like 1.5K per month deal, or was it 1.5K deal in total upfront in 2 days. I've had people close a 1K per month client in 1 day. 1 day, guys. I'm not even joking. They're all on my actual Instagram highlight section. And again, it's way easier than cold emails. Upwork is. For example, 1,600 emails it took me to get my first client using cold emails, whereas it took me only 150 outreach using Upwork to get my first client. And it's quicker than cold emails as well. There's no need to set up DNS records. There's no need to wait 14 days to actually warm up your domain. So that's already 16 days gone, by the way. By the time you've done 16 days just setting up your DNS records and warming up your domain via Lemwarm in Lemlist, you literally could have gone from 0 to 2K per month. I'm not even joking. I've literally got a student that literally said he made a 4x return on age fermentation in literally 2 weeks from the program just using Upwork. By the time 2 weeks is gone, you would have only just started warming up just come to the end of warming up your domain. You've not even sent a cold email out yet. Not only is it quicker in that respect, but it's also quicker in terms of doing your work on a day-to-day basis. So doing 10 outreach via Upwork versus 10 outreach via cold emails, because Upwork, there's no lead sourcing, prospecting, first line writing that you really need to do. It's so much more easier on a day-to-day basis as well on top of this. So not only is it easier to get started because you don't have to mess around with DNS settings and records and warming up your domain, but it's also quicker on a day-to-day basis in terms of actually physically doing the outreach on a day-to-day basis, because there's no need to do lead sourcing, prospecting, or anything like that. Another benefit is that with Upwork, right, you can actually reverse engineer successful people's profiles and cover letters, so you can actually see what your competition is doing to win jobs. Honestly, guys, it's one of the best things you can do. Another benefit is that you can actually have filters. There's actually filters. Now, cold emails, for example, when you reach out to a business, you don't know how many people that week have reached out to that same business. Whereas with Upwork, you can literally see how many people have applied to that one job. And you can actually set a filter that actually limits the amount of people that have actually applied to that one job, so you're competing with less people. So you can actually set your own competition level. And again, last but not least, one of the benefits is the more you use it, the easier it becomes. It compounds over time. So the more you use your profile and you actually land clients on your profile and you actually do good work, the better your job success score becomes on Upwork, Google, all this sort of stuff. The more testimonials you get, the better your profile looks. So the easier it becomes over and over and over again. Upwork is the hardest when you first start, but it actually gets easier and easier and easier over time. So it compounds over time. Cold emails, it's not like that, if you will. Now, I want to break down why Upwork is just so warm and what people actually go through. So let's take a look at a traditional sales funnel, right? We've got at the top, we've got awareness. We've got interest, consideration, intent, evaluation, and then purchase. This is the cycle that people go through when they're actually making a purchasing decision, if you will. Let me kind of like put this in the center. There we go. So let me just zoom out a little bit. So this is what the sales funnel actually genuinely looks like, right? And what we've got is a sales funnel stages, but kind of like broken down in stages, if you will. We've got awareness at the top, interest, consideration, intent, evaluation, and then purchase. So what I want to do is kind of break down the mindset that goes behind our clients or prospects or potential clients, should I say, is kind of like brain when they're actually looking for an agency to work with. So first, or should I say, the difference between kind of like the people off of Upwork and on Upwork. So the mindset is different on Upwork. So think about it. People on Upwork have come to the awareness or conclusion themselves. So they've actually become aware of social media, if you will. They see that this social media thing is not just a tool that you use to go and chill with friends and socialize or watch cat videos. So they become aware of that. They understand, they keep hearing this social media stuff is actually going to be a viable business tool for their actual business, if you will. So they become aware of that and they keep hearing about it online or wherever it is from a friend or whoever. It doesn't even matter where they hear it or how they become aware of it, but they just become aware of it from some way, shape or form. Then they start becoming interested in it. Interested in it, should I say. So they once you actually start hearing about this social media stuff, it's kind of like how you got into SMMA. You kept hearing about SMMA, then you started looking at videos on SMMA, then you started considering like actually starting SMMA. Then you have intent to actually go out there and maybe buy a program or actually genuinely start. You then start evaluating the best outreach methods, and then you actually take action, if you will. It's the same thing with clients on Upwork. They became aware of like social media, then they become interested in social media. They started considering, what would it look like if I actually started, if I was to hire this out, if I was to hire an expert at social media or Facebook ads or whatever it is that they're actually looking for. Then they have intent. This is the action section. Normally this is called action or intent. Intent is where they actually go out of their own way to actually go to Upwork, create a client account, and actually post out the job. That's a lot of work they've actually done by themselves. They've actually got themselves over these hurdles already. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, outside of Upwork, you personally would have to do this, as in like you're the person that brings the awareness to them, then gets them interested, then they consider working with you, then they actually start getting a call with you, then they evaluate what you said on the call, and then they purchase. Whereas with Upwork, it's done for you. The work's done for you. The awareness has been built for you, interest has been built for you, the consideration, they've already considered it, and the action, they've already gone to Upwork and created a client account. So they're warm. This is why they're warm though, guys. This is exactly explaining the psychology that goes behind why they're warm. Then on Upwork, all it is you're bidding to their job, and there's maybe another 20 people that's bidding to their job. I'm telling you right now, it's very, very easy to outcompete 19 other people if you're one of 20. It's very, very easy to compete with 20 other people. Funny thing is, a lot of people see that and they get scared. Like 20 other people's applied to this job. I still go and apply to that. It's very, very easy stuff to outcompete most people, guys. Most people are just copying and pasting templates. Most people don't really have like really good written English. Most people don't have the assets that we use inside of instrumentation to actually, differentiate yourself. Most people don't use the scripts that we're using. Then what happens is once they've evaluated and seen who's the best candidate, they then purchase and become a client. This is why they're so friggin' warm, guys. I'm so glad I was able to kind of like break this down and explain it to you guys in such a, comprehensive way, if you will. Now, is this oversaturated? No, Upwork is not oversaturated. There's literally a filter you can use to eliminate your own competition. There's nothing like that with any other outreach method ever. So I know that a lot of you guys are like, oh, Upwork's oversaturated. I've heard it. I've heard all the misconceptions. These are misconceptions, by the way, guys. I've heard it all. I've heard that it's oversaturated. I've heard that it's going to get oversaturated. I heard that it's eventually going to get oversaturated. I heard that it's starting to get oversaturated. I've heard all of that. It's not. There's literally a filter that you can use right now on Upwork that will filter down jobs to only show you jobs that have only got a set number of people that have actually applied to that said job or done outreach to that particular person. There's no other outreach I know to this day where you can do that. For example, if you go to cold call a local business, like a local gym right now, how many other people have called that local gym about social media marketing or Facebook ads in that week? You don't know. With Upwork, you actually know. It literally shows you. Now, here are a few drawbacks though, obviously, of the platform. Everything comes with pros, everything comes with cons. So I want to break down the drawbacks. Now, with Upwork, you do have to pay for connects. Connects are kind of like Upwork's credits that basically allow you to apply to the job. Now, I recommend applying to at least 10 to 20 jobs per day. Even the more you do, the better, basically. So if you can do 30, 40, 50 outreach per day on Upwork, the quicker you're going to scale. 100%, no doubt about it. I won't say it's a numbers game because technically it kind of is, but it's numbers plus quality as well. So quality outreach as well. But you have to pay for connects. At the minimum, do 10 outreach per day. On Upwork, 5 days a week. That will come out to around $216 per month, I believe that actually is. Don't quote me on that maths. I've actually increased that a little bit to give you guys a little buffer window. Normally it's about 200, maybe like 180, 200 US dollars. I personally spend no more than like 140 pounds on connects whenever I'm using Upwork, whenever I need to jump back on a platform and whatnot. So yeah, make sure you just have a $216 per month. Whatever you need to do to raise this, if you need to go and sell some old stuff, old shoes, old computers, I've been there, done all of that, by the way. Or if you need to go and work at like a quick job on weekends, just so you can afford this per month, then definitely do that. The second drawback, this is the biggest drawback right here, is the Upwork fees, guys. There is technically a way around this, but it goes against the terms and conditions, so I won't be mentioning this in this particular video. I don't want to get anyone banned, or I don't want to get banned myself. Technically, there actually was a way around this, long story short. But 20% fee you actually do have to pay. So for example, if you close a client for 1K a month, you're paying $200 to Upwork just for that, which is crazy because we already pay enough in connects. It's kind of crazy but again, the hybrid system kind of eliminates that for you guys, which is what I teach inside instrumentation. Again, link is below. Slightly lower ticket clients as well on the platform, on Upwork, but this equals higher frequency. I'm telling you right now, you can literally land 2 or 3 clients a week. Maybe I've even had, let me break this down. I've had students close 2 clients in a day. I've even had a student once close 2 clients on one single phone call, a husband and a wife. I have never heard of a platform do that before. I personally have closed like 4 or 5 clients in a space of like 3 days or something like that using Upwork. So yeah, honestly guys, the platform is absolutely amazing. The Upwork is one of the only platforms where I've actually been able to genuinely set back-to-back meetings on a day-to-day basis, where I've literally had like 3 meetings just like back-to-back, and that back in the day was like, You know, now it's not too impressive, but back in the day, that was like a huge thing for me, if you will. I was like, what the hell? Like that's very, very, very impressive, if you will. And Upwork is the first place I can remember the first time I ever had more than one agency call in one day, because I was literally used to setting like one meeting every week or something like that, or one meeting every 2 weeks, because I was doing all this cold outreach. Came out to Upwork, started setting 2 meetings in a day. It was absolutely nuts, guys. Literally cannot even understand how much Upwork has actually changed my life. I actually absolutely love it. And I guess another drawback would be you can't necessarily niche down to one specific industry. So for example, if you're just in the dental business and you just want to reach out to dental businesses on Upwork, this is not the sort of platform you do that for. Here's how I use Upwork. Upwork is kind of like a stepping stone. I apply to social media management jobs, and they're in any different niche. I don't care what niche they're in. I don't care how big their business is, how new or old their business is. As long as they want social media management, I'm giving it to them. That's basically it. I'm giving it to them if they can afford it, if they've got the budget, if you will. Then I'm getting them as clients. Then I'm taking that money from those clients that I'm closing on Upwork. And then I'm going outside of Upwork by hiring virtual assistants, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 virtual assistants, whatever you want to do, go crazy with it, and getting, clients in my specific niche for my specific service, which is Facebook ads for e-com brands. That's how you use Upwork. You don't use Upwork to niche down. The only way you can niche down on Upwork is via your service, as in we only do social media management. But we do it to multiple different niches, if you will. Now, should you use Upwork? And if so, when? Now, I recommend you should use Upwork if you're doing less than like 4K per month for your agency net profit, or if you want to diversify your outreach method. So if you're making more than 4K per month, for example, and you're looking for a second outreach method, just add Upwork to it. Honestly, guys, it's very simple to do. Literally takes me about 45 minutes a day to do 15 outreach outreach per day. Then what you can do is you can, or should I say, the next kind of like situation I would use it in is if you're a beginner and you're beginning your journey and you want to scale from 0 to 2K quickly and then from 2K to 10K. That's the kind of like the hybrid system, if you will. And then you can use it to generate cash flow to reinvest into hiring virtual assistants. This is the main reason why you would want to use Upwork, is to generate cash flow really quickly by getting smaller ticket clients really quickly, frequently, like $500 per month clients really quickly, like net profit, if you will. So $600 clients, and then you outsource for $100, you got $500 there coming in. So you want a couple of those, maybe like 4 or 5 of those, now you're at 2.5K net profit. Then what you do is you actually reinvest that into hiring what you call virtual assistants. These are people that basically do outreach for you on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or they do cold emails for you. And this is the hybrid system itself. It's a self-financing system. So basically Upwork pays you, the clients from Upwork, should I say, pays you to get clients outside of Upwork. It's genius. It's literally a self-sustaining, self-financing method to literally scale your agency to 10K a month. I've never heard anybody mention this because I literally created it, if you will. And it's inside of Age Fragmentation. It's what Age Fragmentation is literally built around, if you will. So if you do want to enroll in that, make sure you click the link below. Spots are still available. So yeah, enough plugging on that. But guys, I hope you've actually enjoyed this particular video. If you have, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to drop a like I said. Peace, guys.